And
Hmm.
because again, we're ignorant. We believe these people know what they're talking about. And I'm going to show you, in fact, I'll do it right now because it just popped up. I'm going to show you a slide about suicide in the active duty military. And also, the other thing I want you to know is um, the nation set a suicide record in 2022. Okay, now I'm going to show you if I can make this work. I think I can. It's a PowerPoint. Uh, it's a PowerPoint slide that, and I had to, and just so you know, this data is not depicted like this. Okay, and so I had to create this slide. Now, what this slide is suicide, starting at the small end, 1999. And that's in the American military, the active duty force in the American military. Look at that line. It was 150. If you get really close to your screen, you could probably see that. Okay. And then, you know, you can see the arc of it. And throughout the life of that, we've embraced the ideas of the mental health industrial complex. And that is, we're going to give you these serotonin blockers and you're going to come to therapy. And look at that. All's we do, and think about this, there's billions of dollars dumped into that. Okay. And I would tell you this, that the arc for civilian suicide, I haven't plotted that, but it will track a similar line. We dump money into the system. We go thinking it's the right thing to do, and all we get is more suicide. Okay, so the reason I show this stuff, and you can see how stark it is, right? Suicide in the American military is on the verge of tripling relative to 1999, and the force is the same size. Okay, and so what I want you to do is I want you to approach the mental health system with great caution. Okay, because I called both Wade and Timmy yesterday, and we were having this discussion, and I about your brain is such a complex tool. People want to sell you that, oh, this and this and this means this. Well, if they were right, that graph I just showed you would not look like it. Okay? The MRI gets, and you can read the book, The Body Keeps a Score, and you know, the MRI gets invented. So now we can see into your brain. We get all your blood tests and we can see where everything is. So now all we got to do is get the chemicals right, right? And this stuff is going to be cured. It's going to be a thing of the past. Well, guess what? It doesn't work like that. We have more people involved in the mental health business. We have more people on drugs than we've ever had in our life, right? In the history of the nation. Okay. And so my point to you as a prudent human being is if you look at this set of data, this is more art than science. Them telling you that this is science is bullshit. Okay. Because if it was science, the data would not look like the data looks. So my admonition to everybody, before you look anyplace else, listen to this stuff. Look inside of you. Make sure what you're basing your life decisions on, your mental fitness, is based in the truth, not somebody selling you hopium, not somebody's bullshit diagnosis of whatever they see about you. Take it all with a grain of salt and go there slowly, okay? And that's why the first answer that you should look for is inside of you, and that's what we teach. So with that, I'll get off my soapbox. But you know, I've been doing this for 10 years now, and I watch that graph get bigger almost every year. And if it goes down slightly, and then it'll tick back up. Okay, and so it's not supposed to be that way if they know what the fuck they're talking about. And so everything that collides inside of your brain is a pretty complex endeavor. For them to reduce it to certain variables and say, oh, take this med and this will make you better is bullshit. And the data proves that. Okay. The data proves that. And so if this was a results-based business, they'd be out of business. because somebody who was paid on success would look at them and say, this is not working. So you guys are all fired. I'm not going to pay this shit. And then the reply to that is, oh, well, it would be much worse without us. Okay, I guess. All right. But what you're doing clearly is not being effective if this keeps getting worse. All right. So, and that goes back to the frustration of nothing works. Well, I'll tell you what fucking works. The truth works, right? You becoming wiser works. You becoming stronger works, right? You becoming more self-disciplined. All that fucking works. And it's all anchored in the truth. No hopium in there. And so to me, when you approach the mental health industry, take it all with a grain of salt, man, because the data that sits behind everything they do. And again, that slide I showed you, this one right here, I had to make that because they sure as fuck don't publish that data like that. It's all in statistical gobbledygook. It's X percent per 1,000, and it might go up. But you don't see it like this. If you see it like this, your reaction would be my reaction. Holy fuck, man. What are we doing? So, the frustration of nothing works. Go there slowly.